1 year ago, I made a tour of my Minecraft Beta 1.7.3 world, and it got a few views. In the years since, a lot has changed, and so I thought I would do an updated tour for all the new people who have subscribed to me and have discovered my channel since. Now, this is a complete tour, so you don't need to see the old one, but if you would like to see more, I highly suggest you check out the playlist if you want to see how this world progressed in the past year. Alright, without further ado, let's get into it because we've got a lot to see and it's going to take a long time. So we'll start with spawn here. This is the spawn pad. This black block you always spawn at, well, where the wooden pressure plate is. Because in beta, there's only a single spawn point. It was in 1.3 when SMP and single player were merged that you got the spawn radius and the spawn chunks. There's no spawn chunks in beta. That's a common misconception that I see get discussed. Got a little bridge here. We've got this path which goes to the base. That path we'll take later. Come over here to the 00 pagoda. I actually put some signs on this the other day. And that's because this is the center of the Minecraft world. Come in here, you got the 400, so like negative, negative, positive, 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 and then positive, negative. So the Minecraft world radiates out from, it marks the 4 quadrants of the world, I should say. Got the jungle creeper up here. I actually built this kind of on a whim. I had a whole bunch of mossy cobblestone, and so I wanted like a nice statue over here to look at night. I think it looks pretty cool. The lava face is really good, and yeah, it was a good little addition to the world. I like things that just sort of stand out on the horizon, such as that skeleton statue. We'll get to that later. That sign is for the world download, if you decide to download the world. I have this little path here because it's nice to walk along it and like look at the view of everything. And in this case, the coral reef. This was actually a very recent project I did. It's actually glowstone, cactus, spruce leaves, and sugarcane, which is kind of a stand-in for plants because of course we don't have underwater plants in beta. They didn't come about until quite later, much later in the game. So one of the rules I have with my world is I would like to update one day to later versions. Like my plan is actually go through the versions of like the good old versions of Minecraft. And one of my rules is I can't go past this line because I know for a fact I've checked with the Nitst or chunk base if you use that now. There's a stronghold that generates over there. If I was to load the chunks in beta 1.7, no stronghold will generate in beta 1.9 or later, meaning, yeah, I wouldn't have a stronghold, and I'll have to wait until the 1.9 release until ones would generate further out, because you only have 3 strongholds per world up until the 1.9 combat update. It's kind of ridiculous. Coming over here, we've got my redstone testing yard here. All these different little contraptions that I just leave sitting out. Me testing ideas. This is like a memory cell or something. I don't know what you call it. Testing out T flip-flop designs because T flip-flops in beta work a little bit different to how they do in modern. Like this one does not work at all. It has to be one with torches. If you're curious, this is like a quick pulsar. This is where you're trying to figure out an item elevator. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. And over here we have the tower. So this was very funny. In my last tour, I said I didn't really like this tower. I might tear it down. I received quite a number of positive comments saying, no, don't tear down the tower. It's really good. And so I've left it. It's a very unique shape and design, and yeah, I've kept it. There's nothing inside. I did think about putting some things in here. I thought about putting a mushroom farm, but it just isn't quite the dimensions I want. Maybe I could put another one. It's just empty. It's just got multiple floors, but I like it. Yeah, it's grown on me. The more it's been here, I've come to like it, and I'm glad that people in the comment section like it as well. Come over here, we've got this little wooden thing. This marks the spider farm, the string farm. It's actually a boat elevator. Drop down, get out, and here is the string farm. So it's a spider dungeon that has been converted into a thing for string. Spiders spawn and they get funneled through the water here. Spiders are actually much easier to deal with in beta. In later versions, they just become an absolute nightmare to deal with. And they come up here and they drown in this tank, and their string falls down and we collect it. I'll turn it back on. It uses lava lights, so lava flows on top of glass here, and sticky pistons cut it off when you want things to spawn. And yeah, it's quite simple because we don't have redstone lamps in this version, of course. And there we go, they're drowning. And I'm not sure if I had the roof not finished when I showed this last, but it's finished now at least. I can't remember, it was a long time ago. So many things to do and see, and a lot of things have changed in the last year. And then you press the button and the boat rises up in water. This is actually a feature I miss a lot about boats. Boats had lots of boats were kind of glitchy, but they had a lot of nuances that modern boats simply just do not have. Continue on the path here, got this nice little retaining wall we came up with. And then we have the slime farm entrance. So, the slime farm is located down below at a bedrock level. And the slimes come up in a spiraling water pattern up to here, and they collect in this little chamber. Got things to do to them, so we've got a lava blade, which kills the big ones, it kills the large and medium sized ones. I can open up the bottom and then turn on the water to flush out items, and also the little ones, they all come out and you can just punch them. And that actually turns on the farm. We'll do that later in the video. But now we'll go into the main building, into the main house. This is the front door. Got nice glass sliding doors, and this is the foyer. So this was actually the first part of the building I built. It's almost purely decorative here. Got the creeper face on the floor. Got this large green carpet. You've got these little atriums, I don't know what you call it, with glowing trees and flowers. And then of course the centerpiece, which is the mob farm. This is the elevator of the mob farm, and then these two things is where the items come down and they collect here. I've got these redstone torches which turn on when there's items there, just for looks. And then these redstone torches tell me if the farms are on. So that's for the passive mob farm, that's for the hostile mob farm. Oh, and these little trapdoors here open up and go down underneath to the redstone. So this is the redstone for the control room, for the lights and everything. This was a despawn timer clock that I set up, but it just doesn't quite work. And it was actually hooked up to those pressure plates. I think last tour it was, so I just turned them off. And I might revisit it when I feel like it. So we'll go through the doors in a clockwise fashion. We'll go through the leftmost door. And out here is a little simple wheat field. There's fences underneath it so you can't trample. This is a manual harvest. It's not fancy. It's just really simple. And then we have a manual harvest sugarcane farm. Just punch them. Not that fancy. That block, by the way, where that sign is, that is x equals 69, y equals 69, and z equals 69. So that's the 69 block. I also did that on the back to beta server for fun one day. And then this is actually quite new. I actually have not shown this in a video. So this is the shearing station. Sheep from the passive mob farm, which is that thing up there, get funneled and collect here, and you can shear them easily for wool. You can do the kill glitch where you kill them for more wool, kill them and then shear them for more wool. Also cows end up in here, so you just kill them for the leather. But yeah, this was designed by Deadly Dirtblock. I put a little sign there. Really cool. Demonstrate it later. Come in here, and this is the passive mob storage corridor, so all my leather goes in here. I killed some mobs earlier. This is the color wheel, so I have all the different types of wool and some of their dyes if I have extras. And then this is the egg chest, and this is the bulk white wool chest. And over here, this is the egg farm. So the egg farm works that chickens get sent through a pipe, and they drop down and they swim about in this water. And when they lay an egg, it collects to the middle, drops down, and then comes here, and I pick it up. And as you can see, I've got quite a number of eggs. Come into the main storage room here, and still to this day, I'm actually quite happy with how this turned out. So this is the bulk of where everything in my world is like stored. So some wheat. This is sugarcane, more sugarcane. That one's empty. Seeds, lots of wheat seeds. I just got them just in case I need lots of wheat seeds on the go. This is the cactus farm. Actually, we'll step outside and have a look at it. This is just a very simple cactus farm design, and then the cactus fall down. Currently, I have it turned off, so they fall straight into lava. But if I flick the lever inside the control room, this slides out, that pulls down, and the water flows, and the cactus collect right there on the pressure plate. The thing is, I have got plenty of cactus. I have 6 double chests of cactus, and I have no idea what I'm going to do with that ever, because even in modern Minecraft, there's no real use for cactus, except maybe like, I don't know, a bone meal farm with the composters, but even then, better sources of bone meal. Got some cactus green dye, some extra cactus. This is my sandstone, buckets and other stuff. All random buckets, lava, and some empty buckets. These are kind of random chests. Netherrack, flint, and that's my mossy cobblestone collection. It's quite good. On the wall here, I've got these dispensers which contain tools and items. My armor set's actually quite small because I've been using it all up. I'm actually wearing diamond armor for the occasion. This is the first time I've made a set of diamond armor in this world. You guys are getting spoiled. That goes into the control room. We'll visit in a second. And on this side, we've got like pickaxes and swords and stuff. And on this storage bay, we've got cobblestone. That's supposed to be for more cobblestone, but it's not filled. Gravel and flint until it fills up, and I chuck it in the normal flint chest. Lots of dirt. This is the tree farm storage. So this is logs. Then we got saplings, lots of oak saplings, axes, just in case my axe breaks, which it's almost there. Bone meal, and we got sand and glass, stone, clay. I did do some rearranging since the last tour. All my plant stuff and some more bone meal. This is just the assorted crap chest. I need to probably sort out the buckets, but it also has all my glowstone, all my ink sacks, and just like all random crap that I can't really sort. The redstone chest, so all the redstone stuff related things. I have so much more dust than this. This is just the stuff I keep on hand. And then finally we come to the resource chest, the flex chest. Everything you're about to see was mined by hand. There are no iron farms, there are no gold farms, there's no real way of farming diamonds, even in modern, but there's no way of farming diamonds. So, this is pretty much all my iron supply, this is all my gold, all my lapis. I'm actually lower on gold since making tons of power rails. These are my diamonds, this is what I've got. Obsidian, all the cocoa beans I've collected. Cocoa beans cannot be farmed in this version, they can only be found in dungeon chests. The 2 first records I found, they're here. And then the most valuable item, my first wooden pickaxe. That's what I made when I first made the world and mined the initial stone to get my starter tools, and I've kept it ever since. But yeah, that's the flex chest. Let's go over to this corridor. This is the hostile mob storage corridor. This is my string supply. Put the string in there. Got some slime balls. This one's empty. This is often my dump chest, so like if I need to go somewhere or empty my inventory, I'll like put all the stuff in there and just dump it. Sort of turn into that. These are arrows. gunpowder. I've actually got quite a bit of gunpowder. I haven't really been using it here because I've got another mob farm now, which we'll see later. My feathers, boons, and then on this side we have furnaces, the ferni. This is where I smelt everything. Got spare coal in here. This is actually running low. Wow. And then we'll head up here. So up on top of the doorway here, you've got these windows. This is the pork cookhouse. You swim up, and I have 12 double chests of pork chops. And of course, pork chops do not stack in this version. Why have I got them? I don't know. If I need them, which is ironic because I eat exclusively mushroom stew now. But yeah, when the passive mob farm is on and I have the cookhouse selected, pigs come through, drop down, burn up and die, and yeah, this room will fill up with cooked pork. And this is just the other side, it's the same. Nice view of the storage room from here. You can come down the other side. We'll actually go into the control room now. We've got more redstone torches that indicate the status of the mob farm. Come through these double doors, which are actually really this is actually a really interesting redstone project because I've got all these other redstone things in the way, so it's like a really compact setup. I was quite proud of it. I actually used these on back to beta recently. But anyways, this is the control room. You see the other side of the hostile mob farm elevator. And then you've got the master switches. You can turn on the hostile mob spawning, passive mob spawning, and the light will turn on. And then I have the option to change different things. Oh, I don't know what that is doing. Sorry, I was like, that's not anywhere near here. Why is that making a noise? I can disable toggle spider spawning, can turn on the egg production, all kinds of things. Got this little weird decorative wheat in the center, and got these like leaf canopy overhead. This was actually the second room I built in the base when I first designed this, so it's definitely strange. But if I'm pretty sure if we check with our F3, yeah, passive mobs should be spawning up there right now as we speak. We head out this door. This just leads to the outside. This is like my old sugarcane farm that I've just kept. Some wheat. I had like a little patch of wheat growing here, and this is like the sole survivor. And yeah, there's not much out here. Gain access to the roof, but we'll check out the roof later on. Also in the storage room here, we have these stairs going down, but we'll be visiting that later. That's later in the video. But then we have these stairs going up, which are actually a door. If I click the button here, stairs open up, leading out to the underside of the tree farm. And I actually decorated this just before the last tour. This was actually a barren like patch of dirt, and then I decorated with giant trees and bushes, and put hidden lighting. There's like sugarcane and patches of wheat on the shoreline here, and I think it actually turned out really good. I actually quite like this. Got hanging glowstone lights and stuff like that. I added supports as well for the building because this is actually floating, but I quite like it. I like it quite a lot. Actually, this is access to the redstone. I've had so much trouble with this door because it uses a T flip-flop. And so that's why I was doing lots of testing with T flip-flops out there. And it just really never like worked, but now I've got it down pat. We can close it, and we can go up the stairs into the tree farm. Tree farm is quite simple. We've got 2 rows of oak trees with these water that sits around it and catches things. Just come up here and harvest the wood. I think my axe is going to break here very soon. I primarily use iron axes because I don't really see much of a point in using diamond axes, but like the trees. You can use bone meal to force grow the entire row if you want, and then we've got another one over here, and it's all enclosed. And so yeah, the water all flows into here, and then the items get pushed along here. The items that land in the water. Sometimes they land on the thing itself, like that, but most of the time they come down here. Got these little random viewing windows. You can see through into the storage room that way. Just got all kinds of windows and lights. Oh, I turned on the pork house, by the way, so you might see an occasional flaming pig over there. And the items then fall down and collect here, and then I can craft them or do whatever I want with them. So that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, this only really works with oak trees. You can plant birch and spruce in here, but you need to space them out. Like, you can't grow them together like you can oak trees. They've got different growth rules, I'm pretty sure. So, alright, put that back. And watch them piggies burn. So let's head this way. We'll go through the door back into the foyer. And then we'll head through this door. And this is the hallway to the bedroom. Over here is my nether portal. It's a semi-automatic one. I think, yeah, that turns it off. Because flowing water and lava actually disable portals in this version. And are you kidding me? Again, I don't have a flint and steel in there. But yeah, in later versions, of course, the flint and steel will relight the portal automatically. But now it just shoots it out and I pick up because items. Yeah. Oh man. And this is access to the redstone. This is also another roof access point. And this is redstone for the doors. All those piston doors. I can't believe that happened last tour, and that's why I'm laughing. And now it's happened again. It's so funny. Another door leads outside. We'll be there in a moment. And if we come up here, come up these stairs, this leads to my bedroom. Come through these doors, and this is the bedroom. It's a little bit big, as you can tell. I've got my beds, my double bed here. Got a whole bunch of these like glowing trees, and I've also got my doggos here. And I actually learnt recently, like, I thought it was just like a beta glitch, you can't move them. Like, I was like, oh, maybe I'll figure out how to move them later. No, so it turns out I must have been logged in on a different account name. So these dogs are actually tamed under a different name. I want to move them over to my castle project because these guys do count towards the passive mob cap. Eventually, so I'm gonna have to try and figure out how to log in offline on the name I use for that. There's only been like half a dozen accounts I've logged in on, so I'll have to figure out which one that is. So, because the alternative is to kill them, and I don't want to do that. This is my backup supply chest, so if I die and I really need to get somewhere and I want to get going, I've got backup tools. I made a diamond axe thinking about it now. Food. This is before I became mushroom pilled, it seems. Armor, water buckets, wood, everything you need to get back on your feet. Crafting table. I've got lots of crafting tables around here, just in case I need them. Come out here. This leads back to the entrance. I've got these little light posts. I think they're quite nice. I actually changed this recently. There's an upside down piston here. It used to be a glass block with glowstone underneath, but I replaced it with an upside down piston and I think it looks a lot better. Got these little gardens with the fake grass because I can't have real grass around here. It will ruin the passive mob spawning. That's actually why there's lots of dirt, if you've noticed, by the way. Is because I had to remove all the grass so the passive mob farming works. And so it has that sort of chocolate feel around here. And I got like a little pond, more things. There's no flower pots. I wish there was flower pots in this version. Flower pots are so handy. It's amazing it took so long for Mojang to put them in. But then we come down here, and this leads to the mass storage unit, and this shows how much of a hoarder I am. So this is where I have larger storage for all my bulk items that have filled up the chests upstairs. So I've got lots of mob drops. I've got cobblestone. I have some redstone. Oh, this isn't quite full yet, but yeah, I have tons of redstone. There's actually a lot more redstone elsewhere in the world. Iron. So yeah, this was quite recent. Yeah, this is 2.5 double chests of iron ingots. Yeah. I have so much iron, and remember, there's no iron farms. There's no iron golems. That all has to be mined by hand. I do a lot of caving and a lot of mining. Just thought I'd do a quick little demonstration of the shearing station here. So we have the sheep and cows being routed along the pipe. They fall down through that water break, and they all queue up here, and this door holds them back. You can put trapdoors here alternatively if you don't want a door. And if you, yeah, so they're pretty much like they queue up, so there's always one in front of the door here, then you can kill it. This is a cow. There's lots of cows in there right now, not a lot of sheep. Alright, we got a sheep, so you kill it and then switch to the shears and shear its corpse. And we got 4 wool. You can get up to 5 wool with this. It's quite good if you want to get lots of wool. Cow. There's a fuck ton of cows. Also, you get lots of leather out of this. Another fucking cow. Yeah, the RNG is not good today. More cows. Okay, I'm getting mogged by the cows here, but that's how the shearing station works. Before we go ahead and look at the mob farms, I just want to come over here and show you my X-ray machine. You don't know, if you push TNT or glowstone into your head in beta, it does this, and you can see through the world. So I have this. Oh, hello. Yeah. So I have this where to check that I've lit up all the caves, and you can pretty much see I have lit up most of the caves in my area. It's almost near perfect spawning conditions for hostile mobs, and God, you can see when I was caving one of my little break stations. Oh God, there's still wheat there. Wow. But yeah, I just noticed there's an outlet cave over there. Huh, I'm gonna have to check, investigate that later. You can also see some of my rail tunnels and stuff like that. And also you can see the mushroom cave over there. That cave is completely filled with brown mushroom. Really cool. Yeah, spreading the dungeon there. But yeah, I lit up all the caves around here, which is why there's such good hostile mob spawning. And we'll go check out the farms now. Putting some fucking flint and steels in here so I don't get embarrassed like that ever again. Alright. Put some flint and steels in there so I don't have to deal with that ever again. But over here we've got this thing. This is the access to the hostile mob system. Drop down. We've got a water break. And this is the hostile mob farm. It's a slightly modified version of Etho's classic 4-way mob evader design. Got this little viewing room here. I can go in there, but the doors are locked right now. It's very similar to... A lot of people go, oh my god, you blatantly copied Etho's mob farm. And the answer is, yeah, I kind of did. But I never said I didn't. I never said I didn't give him credit. But, yeah, this is the mob farm. You've got these spawning pads. And you've got a ring of spawning pads around the outside. Water streams push all the mobs into the middle, and then you've got this mob evader. We can actually go for a swim in there. And it's all the water streams are set up perfectly, so they all move into the middle and they swim up. Quite a little revolutionary piece of tech. And up here. And yeah, you got these spawn pads. These slabs here are to prevent spiders from spawning. They're actually all attached to sticky pistons, so I can move them up or down depending on what I want to do. Getting out of here is a little bit difficult, but yeah. So I have the switches upstairs which control the mob farm, but I also have override switches down here which also control the 2 options, which I put in after the last tour. So we've got the lighting system override, so I can actually turn on the farm in here. And straight away we're seeing hostile mob spawning. Mobs have entity tags above their heads in beta. If wasn't clear. That was removed in beta 1.8 because I've had people ask me questions about that. But yeah, already straight off the bat, you can see mobs are spawning. Turn that back on. It's just lava lights like in the string farm I showed earlier. And then we can also change the spider options, which you see brought the house slabs down. So if I was to turn the mob farm back on again, spiders could now start spawning. And yeah. I don't want to do that because I did actually do a video where I measured the rates of my mob farm, and spiders actually significantly reduced the amount of drops being produced. I don't entirely know why, but I think they take up spawning space. They a little bit more difficult to deal with, and they tend to clog up the mob evaders. The slower it takes for mobs to die, the slower it will be your farm. In the viewing room, we also have access to the redstone. So this goes down to the redstone for the spider options. And I dug out a complete room here and put all this cobblestone in, completely unnecessary, but I did it. This is the center of the mob farm, the mob evaders right above here, and yeah, all these redstone torches go to a sticky piston. I feel like I probably do this redstone better now. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, I don't know. It just works. There's not much point changing everything. And over here, this is where the input comes in. It comes down this torch thing from the control room, and then I have the other input, which comes from the override lever, and it goes into this XOR gate. This was actually quite handy. I had a feeling there was something like this that would do that, and so I looked it up. I found like an old tutorial, like there was this old image showing basic redstone junctions using dust and torches, and yeah, this is the XOR gate, so doesn't matter what's going on, it'll always work. The main lever that's turned on and off will always work. It's a really nifty little invention. I'm quite happy I did that. Because up until I did this, I'd have to go upstairs and manually turn everything off. And yeah, that's just time consuming. This is the lighting system, as I mentioned. It's lava. You have lava here that flows onto the top of the glass and lets light through. And sticky pistons here. When they turn on, they block off the lava and make the room dark. I also decorated this for no apparent reason, but it was great. The mob evaders in the middle there. And I also have an XOR gate over here controlling that as well. Cool. But also down here in the mob farm section, we also have some other little things. This is the first mushroom farm. This is the first mushroom farm I built in the world. It's really basic bitch and very slow. I have a much better design that I built elsewhere, but it's quite simple. Come over here, flick the levers. Water flushes all the mushrooms off and collects them in the middle. And yeah, I got mushrooms growing behind here. If you don't know, in beta, mushrooms have infinite spread. They will not stop. They will spread to any available block that's a solid block with the correct lighting level, and they just don't stop. Cool. We're filled up on mushrooms. Store them here, up to a full stack each. Oh, I didn't turn that off. The reason why this is so slow is because there's so much space for them to spread. It takes, oh, I don't know how long, long time for them to fill up. So I have a design that is much more compact and uses more seed mushrooms, air quotes, to grow them faster. And yeah, we'll check that out later in the video. Come to the other end here, we've got this little corridor which leads over here to the slime farm. So we saw the output of the slime farm earlier in the video. This is the slime farm itself. And it is also unnecessarily fancy. It's even more fancy than the mob farm, but that's the slime spawning pad there. Currently it's turned off with water, flooding the pads. I've got this little viewing room. I've got some flowers because they're pretty. And when I built this, I was like, I want to put something on the wall. And so I put the sugarcane farm, the manual harvest sugarcane farm. You press the button, pistons break them. You can pick them up. You get 40 sugarcane every single time. Utterly pointless, but it's here. It's just here. And this is access to the water system. I had to put the water system up high because slimes will spawn on any solid block up until y equals 16. So this is at y equals 17 here. And yeah, this is just like the lava lights. It holds back water or lets it down. We can manually, I don't have an override switch, so we can just do that to manually turn on the farm. Come down here. And now the chunk is available to spawn slimes. This nice little, I don't know, Sonic the Hedgehog grass pattern. And yeah, everything in here is perfectly lit up. So it's the correct light level, no matter, on the pad. They don't want hostile mob spawning here. And we've got these simple water channels. Because slimes do not swim in beta. Once they get in water, they're stuck. They can barely move, and so all the water funnels into the back corner there. Alright, turn the water back on because I don't really want any slime spawning anytime soon. So, let's pretend I'm a slime. I've fallen in the water, and I'm not touching my WASD keys. I get pushed into here, and this is the slime elevator. Much like the slime farm itself, it is also decorated. Why? I don't know. I just did it on a whim one day. So, slime farm, the slimes get pushed up here. I'm going to start pressing W because we move faster. And it goes up this spiraling water pattern. We check out our F3. We're slowly moving up on the Y level. Slowly, but this is hardly the most efficient farm design. But I've got so many slime balls, if you saw earlier, like, I don't really need this much. Like, the only application of slime balls in this version is sticky pistons. And I have plenty of sticky pistons. So, getting there. And then we should be on the home straight in a moment here. Yep, here we go. And here's the home straight. So this then leads all the way up to the cage that we saw earlier in the tour, and there it is. I don't want to go out through that way because I have to break glass, so yeah. I will note a funny thing about this farm is quite often squids spawn in the water streams there, and they collect there. So that is the slime farm and the hostile mob farm. Back in the control room here, I'm going to turn on the hostile mob farm because we're now going to head up onto the roof and we're going to check out the mob sorting up there as well as the passive mob farm. So there's several roof access points, but the main one is in the foyer here. Come here and swim up, and this is the roof. It is quite a mess. A mess of experiments and X structures. This is where my original shearing station was before I moved it down there. I put it here because I moved it down there because this is way too close to the passive mob farm. It was disabling it most of the time. But yeah, this is like where all the mobs get processed and sent different ways. Oh, there we go. You can see the hostile mob farm kicking in. Hostile mobs swim up the mob elevator and then they get pushed into this lava blade. Their items then collect here and get sent down to the foyer. And these floating things here, oh god. These floating things here are failed mob sorters, AI based mob sorters. A long time ago, Ethos showed these in a video and I was just like, I was curious. Does this work in beta 1.7.3? Well, I'm afraid to say it doesn't. It somehow just doesn't, even though the AI hasn't really changed since like early beta, but anyways. And up here is the bottom of the passive mob farm. So we actually sort these mobs as they come through. So passive mobs spawn above, they fall through. Chickens get separated by the water blade because they flutter down, they don't straight fall. And then they come through this pipe. And currently I have it set that they go into lava and just die. But if this was up and this one was down, they get sent through this way, to this long pipe over to the egg farm. And then, yeah, so once all the the passive mobs fall through, the other ones, they go through this diagonal wall stream and they go through this area. We have a one high gap with a diagonal water stream. So pigs go through here. Wolves would as well, if any wolves spawn in this farm. And the pigs get sent into here. If that piston was down and that one was up, they get burnt up in the lava. But currently I have it switched so they get sent over to the cookhouse. As for sheep and cows, they are 1.5 blocks tall, so they get sent over the top of these slabs. And then there's a junction as well. They either get sent this way, which sends them to the shearing station, or they get sent into here and they drown in this tank here, and then their items fall down and go through this water stream, and then go down there, which goes into the foyer. So that's how all the different items end up on the pressure plates in the foyer. In fact, let's go down and check it. This is the way to go down. Currently you can see the hostile mob farm is all collecting there. The passive mob farm output would also collect there, but I generally like to send them to their respective stations to get what I need out of them. So that's cool. Let's go switch on the mob launcher. This is a lot of fun. So mobs in beta have collision. There's a long period of time where mobs in Minecraft didn't have collision. But then they reintroduced it at some point, like 1.9 or 1.8 or 1.9. But it just doesn't quite work as well as it did in beta. I should say collision with the player, that is. So by switching that lever, we can now send the mobs in a different way. So these pistons push out, these pistons push in, and water opens up, and now the mobs get sent through this long pipe here. If there are any spiders on, the spiders still get sent through to the sizzler. And then they get sent up to the mob launching tower, and a bit risky. There we go. And they get sent up here along this pipe. I've seen this happen, they get stuck on this corner. I have to put a piston there to dislodge them. Hey, you, move. Yeah, there we go. Hey! Oi, keep moving! I honestly don't know why they get stuck. They do. But anyways, the mobs all come along here, and they all get compressed into this block. Look at them come. Look at that conga line. Yeah, they do dislodge eventually. But we'll wait for them to all queue up. That's the passive mob farm. We'll check it out in a moment. I have actually no access point to it. I really should put an access point to it. But yeah, and this is also the roof of the base. It's covered in pressure plates because I don't want the wool to burn. So, and I should probably say this entire base is built out of wooden slabs. So wooden slabs look like planks, but they're technically considered stone by the game. So that way, if this building gets struck by lightning, it's not going to burn down. It's mostly inflammable, which is very good. I just don't want like an accident to happen and the whole place burns down. But it seems pretty much all the mobs are collected here. So what we do, we fall here, and 3, 2, 1. I love that so much. It never gets old. I actually got launched really far that time. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I've actually landed on this shore a few times. But yeah, so with all the mobs compressed there, I collide with all their hitboxes all at once, and you can get launched pretty far. Um, and that's just with hostile mobs. So I could even like funnel passive mobs in there if I wanted to, and it would launch me even further. But yeah, it's really cool. I love it so much. It's such a fun little thing. Unfortunately, it doesn't work in modern. People, I've seen people tested when they reintroduce mob collision. It just doesn't work. Real shame. Okay, so now it's time to check out the passive mob farm. As I said, I don't have an access point, so we're gonna have to kind of bring it here and fill her up. And oh fuck, I miscalculated. Okay, all right. This is the passive mob farm. This is my own design, so oh, we got a piggy. So this is my own design. We have these 5 grass spawn pads, and they're perfectly calculated that water will cover them. So what happens is when this farm is off, water comes down. I can actually simulate by putting that water bucket here and covers the spawn pads. And there's enough light in here that the grass won't die. So that's important because otherwise, if the grass dies, then I have to wait for the grass to regrow, and that's just utterly pointless. And yeah, it's the same for all these spawn pads. Yep, get across here. Got this big one in the middle. The glowstone helps light up the thing, and also it provides water for the pad, and it covers it perfectly. Quite nice. The passive mobs just spawn and walk off and fall into the water funnel and go through the sorter that we saw earlier. It's really cool. I was kind of inspired by Etho's second passive mob farm he built in his original LP world, but abandoned after the beta 1.8 update ruined it. And I've just realized now that side doesn't have all the torches. Interesting. Has it been like that the whole time? Wow. But yeah, that's the passive mob farm. Actually, I think we can go onto the roof. Have a look. We'll seal that back up. Fill up. It's up on the roof. It's quite simple. We have the piston arms holding back the water for the farm, and so yeah, pretty simple. I actually have a tutorial on how to build this. I demonstrated how to build this in a video. So if you want to check that out and build this in your world, then yeah, links in the description. I'm gonna have a playlist to all my beta videos because all the videos I've made in this world, because I've made some tutorials and showcases. So if you ever want to see any of these things in closer detail, there might be a video on it. So go check that out. So we're pretty much done with the base at this point. So we're now going to start venturing into the outer areas. But first I want to show this thing. Boat launcher. This is a thing I came up with for, well, launching boats. Hop in the boat, automatically launches out, and you get a boost, and you can go out and sail around the world. I love this thing. At first, I kind of thought it was kind of dumb because it does have a tendency to glitch out, unfortunately. But it's grown on me, and I actually made a tutorial for this. This is another one of my tutorial videos. How you put the boat back in. So if you want to build one of these in your world, go ahead. It's great. I love it so much. But we're going to walk along the path here. And we come over this little bridge. You got these little bridges. We're going to head over to Mr. Skeltal. So I always kind of wanted something on this hill because there's the way I take the boat goes out that way. It goes out that way into like the sort of main lake system of the world. And I always wanted something on that hill, and also like a landmark just in case I get lost. And so I thought, why not build a skeleton statue? So this is actually a reference to an old video series, and no one's ever watched this. So like, I don't know why I'm like being hoo hoo ha ha. Dragon's Buildcraft series. There was a skeleton statue that one of his friends built on his server. Like this was like early 2012, like January 2012, and I don't know. That series had a lot of influence on me, so I decided to build this. That's Skeltal's built out of sandstone. This is built out of 9 stacks of iron blocks. And here we go. Thank Mr. Skeltal. It was built on the 26th of August last year. Wow. So he's a solid iron skeleton. Um, Everything's built out of iron except his bow and part of his face. I filled it up with torches because I really want this thing to glow at night and stand out. Go up here, got a little temporary base. Yeah, these are the two. This is the only 2 non-iron blocks in the whole thing. There's his bow. It's a nice little pixar. It's a perfect recreation of the one I mentioned was in Dragon's videos. And then you can come up here and you get a nice view of the world. And since I'm using Beta Unleashed this time, you can actually barely just make out the pagoda in the distance. Last time you couldn't see that. But yeah, because I have far loading on. And I should probably address that. So I started building that not too long ago. It's a ruined tower based off of the other tower design. Because I've got this island here and I really wanted something there. And I sort of started building it because I built one of these on the Back to Beta server. And I don't know, I just wanted to decorate that island. I never ended up finishing it. So, but yeah, that was a start of a project. I should probably also mention, if you're not familiar with my world, all these cobblestone pillars you see around actually mark out dungeons. So there's a dungeon there. And the ones with the yellow wool are the ones I've audited. Because I've been doing a dungeon audit in my world. I've been going around checking all the dungeons I've found and recording what type they are, like zombie, skeleton, spider. And the reason I'm doing that is because I have probably found over 100 dungeons, possibly 150 dungeons, and I've not found a golden apple. The golden apple is the rarest item in beta Minecraft, and I haven't found one. Meanwhile, there's fuckers like the boy Ryan who's found like 6. And so, yeah. One day I'm going to find it. That's one of my goals for beta 1.7. I'm going to find that fucking golden apple. I mark my words. Alright, we come down off of Mr. Skeltal here. Sometimes before I go caving and I'm going to go dungeon hunting and I want to find a golden apple, I leave some bones as an offering, but I have no bones today, I'm sorry. We're going to walk over this way. So the path actually goes over that way as well. And I actually have little signs here indicating it goes to the Treehouse Island. I actually quite like walking this way because you also get a back view of the base. Get to see the trees. Quite nice. Over there, by the way, this little cobblestone building. I never really ever talk about this much. This is actually one of the oldest buildings in this world. But that is a bone meal farm. A basic darkroom flower farm. A lot of people don't know this. I thought this was really common knowledge, but it's not. Fuck, I wish I had bone meal. But darkroom is the best way to get flowers and seeds in beta. What you do is you knock out the torches, you seal it up, and you bone meal the middle. And as you bone meal the plants, they instantly pop off. Like 90% of the time. Sometimes they won't and they need a blocked update to do so. But yeah, it's the best way to get flowers and seeds. And shockingly, apparently, people just don't know this because I thought it was like universal knowledge. But I watched Mr. Saturday try to make a shifting floor farm design, and it was just such a funny video to watch. And I was just like, bro, you can make it so easier. Speaking of shifting floor farm design, I actually made this a little while ago, purely out of curiosity to see do shifting floor farms work? Because this is, of course, is how you do it in modern. You like start up a clock and place bone meal in the middle by hand or using a dispenser, and that's just how you do it. But The answer is it doesn't really work that well. Block 36 doesn't let the items fall through often, and just, yeah. And of course, we don't have hopper minecarts, so there's no real good collection system. So I just tried it out of curiosity, and yeah. Alright, we'll continue along the path here. Got this little stone basin area, it's really cool. And we're heading into the grass, because this is the edge of the dirt. That cobblestone barrier there actually holds back the grass from spreading over onto the dirt there. Did you just not, please? Thank you. And we're heading over to the Treehouse Island. I think this is actually quite a little pretty area. I love walking through forests in beta. They're quite beautiful. Over there's something which we'll check out later. The passive mobs. There's little mushrooms growing under the trees around here. It's really cool. I really enjoy these little cozy projects. A lot of the stuff in my base, sorry, my world, are like farms and stuff, but I've really come to appreciate more aesthetic things, especially as I got involved with the beta community and I saw other people's builds and stuff. It's been really fun. But yes, you can see it already. There's a reason why it's called Treehouse Island. There's a treehouse. Wow, well, who could have absolutely guessed on that one? So this was a lot of fun to build. This was a really fun project, and I actually have a video on this, but Treehouse Road Bridge, this was built on the 14th of February this year. So this is Treehouse Island. It is an actual island. I actually dug this canal to make sure it was cut off. But yeah, I've got all these like large oak trees and birch trees, and I filled the forest like understory with grass. There's like sugarcane with water. There's hidden water in here, and then I put down some random mushrooms as well to get add some color because there's not a lot of plants in beta, and I really like it. The problem is with this canopy and all the caves, because most of the caves around here are lit up. I've explored them all. I was having mobs spawn like absolute fucking crazy, even during the day. So I put these torches on the trees to help with that. Also, it really makes it like look nice at look nice at night. The lights are really cool, and then we got this lighthouse over there. I really want to put like a little boat here. I think it would work really cool. I haven't done that yet. Let's walk through. It's all forested, and then come up here to the treehouse. This is the first like treehouse I ever built. Like building a large custom tree, then putting a treehouse in it. It's a little bit weird, but it's I kind of like it. I feel the canopy should be bigger, but yeah, I've got like a little platform here. You got furnace, crafting table bench, some stuff. Got a bed with a little painting. It's really cozy up here. That's the wolf farm. We'll visit that later in the video. I feel like the canopy should be made bigger. The canopy, by the way, is actually made up of large oak trees. I like force grew big oak trees and then cut out the stems. So I actually have a tutorial on how to grow large oak trees if you'd want to check that video out. And yeah, and then I like built the trunk. I shaped it all there. I wanted. There's even mushrooms up here. Add some color and variety to the thing. I think it's quite nice. It has no like functional like purpose to it, but I really enjoyed building this. Like it was such a fun experience. We'll go check out the lighthouse now. Come up here, and then there's a little offshoot path. Walk through the forest. I really like this. I gotta do more stuff like this. The dungeon there that I've audited. And this is the lighthouse. I was kind of inspired a bit by the boy Ryan's lighthouse on Back to Beta. It uses brick and sandstone. It's a interesting block combo, but good. I haven't decorated the inside, unfortunately. I want to put like actual furniture and stuff like that, and make it seem like a lighthouse keeper lives here. You come up the top, get a nice view of the area. And yeah, this is the actual lighthouse. It's a beacon. Rather than pretending to be electric, I decided to go for this. Like make it like a beacon, like was it Lord of the Rings? It had stuff like this. I don't know. I haven't watched that movie in like 20. Those movies like 20 years. So, um, but yeah, I think it's quite good. It's got like an opening as well, like where the smoke would go out. I mean, there is technically smoke, but you know, not actual smoke. It's not like gonna do anything. But yeah, I really like this. This is a lot of fun to do. And yeah, the trees all go up to here, and they just sort of end. I've got more places I could build. There's also other locations in the world I'd like to do stuff with, but yeah, that is Treehouse Island. Alright, so we're going to take the boat launcher here, and we're going to ride a boat out to the next location. So, if you saw at the start of the video, I have a path going along the shore here. This was actually a more recent addition. This path heads out to my unfinished castle. I would walk it, but I think taking a boat is better. Um, it's an alternative. Like I have ways of getting around. I don't have a rail line to the castle though, but yeah, I have all these different ways. I feel like of connecting the world and quite nice. But yeah, this is Christ Cove over here, and I built this arch bridge. I like it, but I feel like it needs a little bit more detailing. But yeah, this is Christ Cove Bridge. But why is this called Christ Cove, you might ask? Well, long-time viewers know what's coming next. In fact, in the previous World Tour video, someone actually used the clipping function on YouTube to clip out this specific part of the previous tour video. Up here is what I call the Tomb of Jesus Christ, and you're going to see why I call it. This is a completely natural generated structure. I did put the torches though. And look at it. Look at it. Yeah. So this is a completely naturally generated structure. Uh, to explain what's going on here, this is a gravel beach area. So you see with the gravel beach, you've got these 2 block cliffs. Like the beach sinks down, and you've got like these little small cliffs. What I think's happened here is you've had this natural cross shape generate. Then you had a cave generate, and caves don't overwrite gravel. They overwrite dirt, stone, but not sand, sandstone, and gravel. And so what's happened is a little cave is generated here, cut out the bottom of this cross shape, and left like this cross shape that goes down in there. I haven't been in there. It's just a little tiny cave. I don't want to touch any of this because any of this will update all the gravel and will collapse. And yeah, I want to preserve this the best I can. But when I first found this, I thought this was so funny, and because the other thing is, I made like last time in the tour, I made like a little joke about Minecraft being a Christian game. I got reminded many years ago. I can't find this. I wonder like there's an archive. There was this blog I found of like this Christian guy who was saying that Minecraft was clearly based on the Bible, and he said because he had like all these different reasons. My favorite was the fact that sand collapses. He believed that's a reference to the story of the man who built his house in stone versus the man who built his house in sand. And then when enchantments and potions were added, he was like, "Oh no, Minecraft has lost its Christian way. Jeb's adding satanic material to the game." I gotta find this. It was such a funny read. I have no idea if he was being serious or like legit, because after all, this was like 2011, 2012. You know, people were able to have a laugh on the internet back then, unlike nowadays. But there's also a lava pool over there, by the way. But yes, that is the Tomb of Jesus Christ. I call this Christ Cove because it's actually a really picturesque area. But yeah, let's go to the castle. In fact, we'll walk on the path. How about that? All right, so this is the bridge, Christ Cove Bridge, which was built on the 7th of March of this year. Goes arching all the way over here. I quite like it actually. I really like building bridges. Well, I kind of don't, and I kind of do. Like, I really do, but also at the same time, I'm like, oh Christ, what am I gonna do? Because I have no idea if I'm gonna do. I want to make something that looks unique. I don't want my bridges to all look the same. You know what I mean? Like, you just want some variation. Despite the fact that RRL, they have a real tendency to build bridges all the same. All bridges that I see being built now, just these same generic fucking concrete pieces of shit that are not very pretty. But we're coming up on here, up in the castle, and you can just start making it out in the distance. This is an ongoing long-term project in my world because I have not. This is nowhere near done, and something tells me that my rate of building, it's not going to be done for some time. But maybe I should really push it out. I mean, if the boy Ryan can build an entire fucking like English village city in a year, then I don't know what my excuse is. So, so this castle is modeled on Windsor Castle, which is the one of the residences of the British royal family in the United Kingdom, and it's actually the oldest occupied castle in the world. Someone has been living in that castle on that site for over 1,000 years. Well, no, not quite 1,000 years. That's right. It was built by William the Conqueror in like 1069 or something like that. But yeah, it's almost 1,000 years old. That Windsor Castle. Um, Except the current version, like the current structures are only like 300 or 400 years old. And yeah, I was building this castle based off that principle, like based off of like its designs. And I'm actually quite happy with how it's turning out. It's just when I get to a new section, it gets a bit daunting. But the plan is eventually is I'm gonna like move my wolves here, and they're gonna live in the castle. Because I could just shove them in some random doghouse somewhere, but I thought no, they deserve a castle. So um, we'll come to the front gate here. Normally you're supposed to show up in a boat. There's a boat dock over here. This is the boat dock I built for the tutorial, by the way. You can check that out. So I call this gate the Back to Beta gate, and there's a really funny story about that. So I was invited to Back to Beta by Boxplay. If you've seen my videos, I've been on that server. And I was like part way through building this when I get pinged on Discord that I'm allowed on the server, and all the other people who were joining at the same time all came on, and it was, and so I just like dropped everything and went and did that, and later came back and finished the gatehouse. I quite like it. Um, you actually got like a gate up there, like it looks like it will drop down. Nothing in here, just some little work areas, a bed even. I terraformed this, by the way, because I want like the path to come in here and then like gradually go up here. These are all natural hills, by the way. So I actually chose this spot because it's nice, flat, and open, and there's natural hills. And I'm using the landscape because I see with a lot of people they like absolutely bulldoze an area, flatten it out, and then like add fake hills and mountains. I want to work with the terrain and create like an organic castle, like how like real life castles are built. Um, this is well, we got this building here. There's nothing in it right now except a bed. There's a thing going up here. Um, and then this is the section I was working on. This is like one of the walls. There's going to be a tower over here, and then there's going to be another gatehouse. I was thinking about doing like a quadrangle area, but I don't know. I feel like it's too much. You know what I mean? Like down there on the flat, there's gonna be like a big like square palace part, but I don't know. We'll see how things are going on. But yeah, this part is pretty much done. This is the roundhouse tower, the actually round tower. The structure itself was finished on the 6th of January of this year, but the interior is not 100% done. So in the real life Windsor Castle, there's in the middle on the original fort that was built by William the Conqueror, there's a round tower, but it's not an actual circle. It's like this really lopsided, like lumpy thing. This building, however, is a proper circle, so that's why it's called the actually round tower. Yeah, I know. I'm not funny. But anyways, this is the ground floor. the ground floor library. You've got like a seating area. You've got piston tables with light. I tell you what, getting hidden light in here was like quite a challenge. Making sure this is all lit up and mobs aren't going to spawn and creepers aren't going to spawn and blow up everything. The roof is very interesting. It's spruce wood with a dark grey dark carpet wool. Yeah, and I've got like a rug and stuff. It was quite interesting designing this. We come up the spiral staircase. This is the grand bedroom. It's not finished. I gotta do a whole bunch of other decoration, but we've got like a huge bed. Thinking about putting the doggos here. We got a nice big bed to stay in. And then come all the way up to the top here. And this is my workstation. This is where I actually keep all my shit. I will sleep, so it's not dark outside. The area outside is not lit up. I should probably light it up because I've had so many creeper scares and stuff like that. This is all my crap. Brought a whole bunch of cobblestone over. Yeah, it's stuff, furnaces to make stuff. Yeah, this is just where I work out of all my things. We can go to the top of the tower here. There's a little tower within the tower, and oh, what the fuck is that over there? Yeah, you can see the tree. Wait, is that the snow perimeter? Oh wow, can you see that from here? I didn't realize that. Damn, okay, that's interesting to know. Little tease of something you'll see later in the video, which is yeah. Anyways, this is the main roof of the actual tower. You got like a little tower within a tower. You got the flag. So I realized the other day this flag is going that way, and these flags are going the other way. So I might have to switch the flags around. I'm thinking probably those ones will be easy to switch, but yeah, I'm really happy with how this has sort of turned out. I want like a garden area, and I want like a cathedral around here somewhere. And I'm also thinking of putting a little village over there somewhere, like because the real life Windsor Castle has a village nearby. Lots of castles had that back in the day. There'd be like the castle, and then like little village of serfs and peasants that would service the castle. But yeah, that is the castle. I actually haven't got a name for it yet. I'm trying to think of like a funny dog pun, like a Windsor, like I don't know, Buckingham Palace. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, that's the castle. Back here at the base because now it's time to go down the stairs. Got a little terrarium in there, just something pretty. I just want something on that wall. We come down the stairs here, and this leads to the transit hub. This is how I primarily get around in my world. So I have these, how many are there? 10 rail stations, only half are about being used. And then at the end here, I've got the EATS Road, the Ethos Advanced Transport System. This is unironically one of the best reasons why I think you should play beta. This is the most fun, like, way of getting around. And I mean, it's not even the best, but I just love it so much. So this is a boat road. I can show some behind the scenes here. Actually, let's just hop in. Let's just ride it. I love this. Yeah, this is literally impossible in modern. You cannot build this in modern. Boats do not work like this in modern. If you try to do this, it just doesn't really work. And to be fair, like modern's got like elytras and ice roads and fucking dolphin tunnels, so like there's not much point building this, but I love this so much. Come to the end here, and we've got like an intersection that goes to the water perimeter, which is actually, we'll head there now. I didn't go there in the last world tour because there was nothing really there, but there's actually stuff there, so let's head out there now, shall we? And alright, now we've finally come to the end here. Oh man, so I should probably mention that that Eats Road here. This is 2,200 blocks long, so traveled quite some distance. This is where we're at, by the way, to give you an idea of how far out we are. I have a boat elevator here, but this fucker's been giving me a lot of trouble, so we're just not going to use it. We're going to climb the ladder instead. This is how I've been getting up until recently. So this is the water perimeter. This was a project that I built where I bulldozed the land down to sea level, lit up all the caves, and put this really cool flaming border around the outside. It's actually inspired by another world, which I might show in another time. And yeah, this is my area primarily for testing mob farms, for doing tutorials, but also it's turned into my TNT production facility because I need a lot of TNT for a project which we'll see later. So if you watch my passive mob farm tutorial video, you'll recognize this. So this is where I showed how to build a passive mob farm, build the sorters. It's kind of got a little bit trash since then. Been putting the mobs into into shit to get rid of them, and part of it burnt down even, but it all works the same. Got like a little temporary tree farm here because I needed lots of wood and yeah. Strategic grass reserve. I got this reserved here if I have any grass or stuff. Like I might tear this down some stage if I need to build something else. But this behemoth, this behemoth is my new mob farm. This is my second mob farm in the world. This is a Deadly Dirtbox design that he built on the Back to Beta server. Well, he designed and I helped build. If you've seen those videos, this thing is insanely fast. We don't talk about that. There's a reason for that. I'll get to in a second. So let's flick the lever and let's turn it on. So currently we have lava columns lighting up the spawn pads, preventing mobs from spawning. But if we flick them off, the lava starts despawning. And what's going on there is we have, I think they're 12 by 3 spawn pads with slabs in the middle, prevent spiders, because spiders are shit and they lower rates. And they're surrounded by, well, they're on two sides, they have invisible stairs. Invisible stairs, if you don't know, are a glitch block made through block transmutation, where like it's a data value of 5, and so the stair becomes invisible. It has no collision, but mobs view it as a block, as like a solid block. So they try to walk onto the invisible stair, and they fall, and they land in the catcher here, which is really hard to see, but that's basically like flowing water with fences over the top. And it's designed that all the items get collected down here. Oh, I have the crafting table up. Cool. But yeah, look at that. I have found actually though, there's a weird bug in beta if you don't all the chunks stay loaded actually. So all the chunks back in my base are actually loaded right now. If I actually quit in the game and start up again, this farm will actually get even faster than this. But can we? Yeah. So the item streams all collect here. In Deadly Dirt Blocks, we used ice, so the items move much faster, but the nearest ice biome is like 1100 blocks that way, and I can't be fucked moving, pistoning over ice, so this is fine. I mean, works fine. What I do is I usually just fill up my inventory with gunpowder, like one in each slot, and then all the other items get destroyed by a cactus, but we'll turn that off. It's got some storage here for all the shit. I really don't need any of this, so I usually throw it out. Then we'll turn that off. Put the gunpowder in here. Okay, so we should address the illegal duping in the room. So this is a sand duper. The reason why I've been sand duping is because up until now, I have been manually mining all the sand and sandstone in my world. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of resources, it's exhaustive, and I need so much TNT for another project that which you'll see later in the video. Don't worry. That I just eventually came to the conclusion: why not dupe? Why not do the sand duping? If you don't know how sand duping works, you just do this, spin a lever, and it duplicates sand. This is how you do it in beta. So I'm only using the dupe sand for making TNT, because it's just like when a game starts becoming like a full-time job, can you really say it's fun anymore? And so yeah, I just do this. Like I just go AFK. Like I'll go walk the dog or do something, collect gunpowder, dupe some sand, and make the TNT. Because the only alternative is to dupe the TNT itself, and I feel that's way too cheaty. So instead, I just dupe the sand, farm the gunpowder with my super awesome farm here, and yeah, and then craft the TNT manually. Okay, so that's the eats row. That's where that goes. Let's check out some of the other locations. So we'll first go to the strip mines. This is where I get all my diamonds primarily and some of my other resources. You can ride the tunnel here. There's some underground grass there, by the way, I preserved. So this strip mine is the first thing, like one of the first things I built. I like started building the base, and then I came over here. Actually, there was another strip mine somewhere else, which I then abandoned. I then came up with this spot, and it's kind of, I don't know how to describe it. It's like kind of nostalgic in a way, but so originally there was a minecart track that came all the way down here and ended here. That goes up to the surface. If you watch my, I think it's 5,000 Days of Minecraft video, I actually visit an early version of the world where this was still in place, but I keep it now as like a window to see if it's night or day up there. Yeah, a star flying past, but this is the strip mine, and oh, that needs to be updated. June last year, fuck. I don't really come here that much because I've got a lot of diamonds. But this is, I actually keep track of the diamonds in this strip mine, how many diamonds I've mined. So this is the original, like, stop. I got mine carts there. This is just like, oh, tons of cobblestone. I could take over the castle sometime. Gravel. Shit, there's like furnaces. I don't know. But this is the tunnel, and what I've done is I've mined, I think it's 200 blocks every 2 blocks, yeah, every 3, I should say. I've got these doors, so I put a door on the outside, and before I've dug it, it's like this, and when I'm done, I know I'm done, I close the door. And yeah, and then I have a sign that I keep track of how many diamonds I got per tunnel, so I got 16 in that one, wow, that was a good tunnel. Got 2 in that one, 4 in that one, and so on. You can kind of tell. Let's ride the minecart, because it's the way to get to the end. This tunnel, by the way, this is the most I've ever found in one. 22 diamonds in 200 blocks. That's actually quite good. But this is the original tunnel, as I mentioned. It's been exhausted. I mean, I could dig further if I really wanted to, but yeah, I don't know. Minecraft is an infinite world. There's tons of diamonds to be mined. I preserved the lava lake here, just because I think it looked really cool. So, got the glass looking through. And then we come to the current section of the branch mine, which strip mine outpost 2, which was built on the 18th of September 2020. That gives you an idea how long it's been. This is the current workstation. So this has got all kinds of random crap, tons of cobblestone, some redstone. Yeah, lots of cobblestone. I should start ferrying this over to the castle, actually. Ferni. And then this is the current tunnel. So I've been mining out these tunnels. This one's been a little bit, like, underwhelming in terms of diamond supply. This is the most I've found, 15 in this tunnel. But Yeah, it works. It's how I get my diamonds. A lot of my redstone as well. Bit of iron and gold and lapis, but I don't really need those too much. And yeah, I've exhausted all the tunnels, so I just have to dig this out now, dig it further. And when I need to come down here for more. And I should probably update that number as well, because how many was it? Like 600 diamonds I've mined? Pretty insane. Next location we'll be visiting is the underwater 360 TNT cannon. Let's go. And we're gonna want to turn down the volume for this one because it's gonna be loud. So, underwater 360 TNT cannon, pretty straightforward. This is a cannon which was based off of something Etho built a long time ago, which I kind of reverse engineered by myself. That launches TNT underwater in 360 degrees because it just can. I just did it for fun. I have lots of redstone in this world, and there's a torch missing there. Oh, okay. Right. I should probably fix that. Yeah. So I just did this purely out of fun, and I got some TNT with me. So, by the way, interestingly, this tunnel, this rail tunnel I built, intersects with the Eats Road. It's one of the two rail tunnels that intersects with the Eats Road, so I had to like modify them when I built the Eats Road. Coming up on it here, it just like it goes up slightly, like so. So yeah, a long time ago, Etho built a 360 TNT cannon. He spoke about like he was on this server that they all built two like TNT cannons and tried to blow each other up. Um, I actually built one of these in like a server I was playing in 2013 that used dispensers to dispense the TNT, but of course we don't have that functionality in beta, and there's a lot of other things we don't have, so I've got some very ancient redstone. I kind of reverse engineered how this all works. So this central column here is purely for like powering all the blocks to launch the TNT. It's quite a bit of engineering going on here, but all of this just works, as our Lord and Savior Todd Howard would say. We come up here, and this is the viewing room. By the way, to give you an idea where we are, you can see Treehouse Island over there, and that's the sand pit, which we'll be visiting soon. But alright, let's pop back in here for some air. Let's load the cannon with the TNT. So it has 8 boosters, and I forgot how many projectiles. Put the 8 boosters here. We'll put the projectiles. Oh boy, I'm not gonna make it, am I? The good thing I've got diamond armor on. But somehow diamond armor protects you from drowning. Don't know how. Minecraft physics, man. Anyway, so I've loaded the cannon. Just press the button. Utterly pointless, but it was. I love it. I love it so much. I can adjust the timings just by messing around with the repeaters, but I forgot which repeater does what. I don't really come here. I don't really touch this as much because, like I said, it's just like no point. It's just an utterly pointless project. Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea what does what, but yeah, that's the underwater cannon. Okay, next place we're gonna go is the sand pit. This is where I got all my sand and sandstone until I exhausted it. I've got another desert I'm excavating, which I don't know. I don't think we'll visit in this video just because there's so much to see, and this video is getting quite long. I want to keep this as short as I can, just for my sanity and your sanity. But you might notice I have pure power rails pretty much the whole way. That's because in beta, there's this weird thing when it comes to minecarts, particularly chest minecarts. I have, like, I don't know, I think it's like 600 blocks of power rails connecting to the current desert. That way I can send chests full of sand and sandstone. Moving mass amount of items is such an annoyance in this version. By the way, this is a shitty junction I tried to come up with. Someone actually showed me a better one. I should probably use it. Um, but yeah, this is the original sand pit up here. It's right next to the base. Come here. Start time. So we'll just do have a quick sleep so it's safe. But yeah, this is where I got all my sand and sandstone after I stopped excavating the area where the base is. So, as you can see, I've done quite a bit of terrain devastation around here. I went for the like wasteland thing. If you've ever seen Exhibit Voids, Overcast Season 2 base, um, I left the terrain like once I've naturally picked out all the materials I needed. Um, Honestly, thinking about it, like it would be a lot better to like fill in like these one deep holes and water pools and get the sand underneath it, but I don't know. I like it this way. Got this walkway along here, but yeah, getting sand is so tedious in this version. That's why I started using the sand dupers for the TNT because it was the real bottleneck. Gunpowder is fine to get. It's sand is the real bottleneck, and Deadly Dirtblock and I really discovered that on Back to Beta because we sell TNT in our shop on that server, and it's such a bottleneck, and we can't dupe sand on that server because server has a general anti-duping rule, which is fine, it's whatever. But also, Bucket, which the server runs on, has patched that sand duping bug, which I use in my world here. So, but yeah, as you can see, I've exhausted quite a bit. Got these little handy walkways to get around, the convenient ladders. God, this area was so pretty before I came along. Oh, yeah, there's tons of sandstone over here. I really have no use for the sandstone, so I try to use it where I can. But yeah. By the way, there's a patch of clay that I left there. There's also another patch over there that I kept. Maybe I should come get it sometime because I've kind of been using clay a lot more recently, and I've had to go on excursions to try and get it for bricks and stuff. But yeah, we go all the way around, all the way up here, all the way to that waterfall. It comes out of the cave, which is actually kind of pretty, not gonna lie. Yeah, that's where all the sand comes from. By the way, I mentioned the original strip mine. It's actually here. I completely forgot until we walked past it. Actually, there's not much point checking it out. But yeah, that's the sand pit. And I have another like small desert I'm mining out. I'm like halfway through it, and I still need, as I said, so much more TNT. So that's why I've taken the dupe pill and I'm duping just purely for the TNT. And by the way, you can just see the edge of the base over there. Shitty tower, bedroom. Next location we visit is the wolf farm. We kind of saw this at a distance before, but we'll head there. Okay, and here we are at the wolf farm. So this is a very unique project. Up until now, I've just been ripping off everyone else apparently. But this is actually something that I don't think I've ever seen anyone do. And whoa, this thing's already fucking working. So I should probably explain. So wolves are considered passive mobs by the game in beta, and so because of that, they spawn in host and passive mob farms. And I had this idea: could I build a farm that spawns only wolves? And the answer is not quite. This was the original farm. If you've seen the previous World Tour video, I had a little shitty like test platform here, and it didn't really work because it wasn't far enough away from my AFK spot. Mobs kept falling off the edge. I kept the cobblestone platform. I was thinking about removing it, but I might keep it as like a reminder And it was like my third video after my second video after that world tour. I decided to do a whole video about revamping the wolf farm. That's the treehouse, by the way. Give you an idea where we are. This location is actually very perfect. I could build other farms here, but yeah, I only had to remove grass from these few islands to get perfect spawn conditions. It has to be in the correct biome to spawn wolves, so... Oh, this is shrubland over here. I didn't have Beta Unleashed when I built this. So that probably explains why the farm is so slow. But does shrubland spawn wolves? I don't know. Interesting, but wolves do spawn here, as you can see. Let's climb up. So, what I did for this farm is I've got like a much larger spawn pads. It's very similar to the one I have my hostile mob farm, except of course the mobs fall down. And I've got glass one block above. That means only pigs, chickens, and wolves can spawn here. So sheep and cows are prevented from spawning. They all fall into the water streams and collect into the middle. And then they fall down. I have a sorting system for that. So the chickens get separated like usual. They just burn up in lava. There's just no point dealing with them here. Pigs get separated. There's a wolf pig separator. So you don't know. Wolves are actually small enough they can fit through this like gap with a ladder or a trapdoor. I think they can do it with a trapdoor. I'm not quite sure. So yeah, the pigs go through and fall down that tube, but the wolves then get sent through this tube and they get sent downstairs. When I revamped the farm, I also built this little building. It's kind of odd, if I'm gonna be real, but it works. And I've just also realized like none of this is lit up. Should probably do that. Yeah, we should be fine. Okay, cool. So I've got like this little entryway where the minecart comes in. I don't know what the fuck I was doing, but whatever. So I've got these two EMP units, Ethos mob processing units. We've got pigs over here, and you can control all aspects of it. Turn off the lava blade. I got the lava blade to automatically cook the pork chops, and then I can just set them all into lava. And then as for the wolves, I can also tame them. I think I've got bones here, don't I? Yeah, I've got some bones. Tame them. I can let them out. I can turn off the water break, or I can apply to get a Twitch partnership. There we go. I know it's very cruel, but like, wolves only have so much limited use in Minecraft, so I don't know. This farm's really more just a proof of concept than anything, but yeah, that's the wolf farm. Alright, next location we're going to be visiting is the Caves house. This is an outpost I have for cave exploring, and we'll head out there. It is a bit of a distance, so prepare for a long minecart ride. Okay, and here we are at the Caves house. Let's do a quick sleep because it's nighttime and yeah, I don't want creepers blowing up shit. So, this is the Caves house. It was completed on the 3rd of November last year. Just before the last world tour. And this is my outpost when I want to go cave exploring. I've got all kinds of stuff here. Actually, I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is my other flex chest. Yeah, I have no shortage of iron. Yeah, this is a little, yeah, as I said, outpost I made. It's largely decorative. That room's about the only room with actual function. And yeah, I got a clay chandelier, which is a flex. Got a fireplace, which is where I smelt my stuff. And if we come outside here, this house is very unusually designed, and I just have entered the void. This is a bug that sometimes happens with Beta Unleashed. If you ever have this happen to you, just cycle through F a few times, and it'll refresh the chunks. So this house is very uniquely designed. Um, I've got like this cobblestone base with birch pillars and a brick roof. It's really weird, but I kind of like it. It just works. Once again, all of this is just works. And there's tons of flowers around here. Tons of fucking flowers. Um, Flowers are pretty. Got a little well here. Uh, so it's actually based off the wells from the Twilight Forest mod. Little boat dock. Nothing automated, nothing fancy. Mobs keep knocking the boats out of the way. It's really fucking annoying, but oh well. Got a tree farm. This is the only tree farm where I grow birch and spruce wood, by the way. So just more of a classic one. Classic, just plots, just mine the trees and replant them. And then I've got the tall tree. This is this is a landmark because I was quite often getting lost. That was built on the 9th of November. Yeah, it's just a really tall tree to signify where the base is at. Also, interestingly, there's a birch sapling up there. It won't grow because Minecraft Worlds in beta are 128, but as soon as I update to 1.2 and I come out here, that tree will probably grow. So, because the world height gets to increase to 256, and then it's like 300 and something in modern. And we're coming to the end of the tour. We have one last place to visit, but we're going to go a different way. Because we actually haven't seen the Nether yet. There's not a lot in the Nether, if I'm going to be real with you. But I have set up a small Nether hub system. And I do actually have plan on using it a little bit more soon. Before we go through, I'm going to sleep, so it'll be daytime when we get to our desired location. So, let's go to the Nether portal. And we'll enter the Nether hub. So the 4 Nether portals in the 00 pagoda, by the way, I never mentioned, actually link up to the hub here. So this is the little tunnel for the base. That's how I get down to like the main caverns of the Nether, because we're up in the ceiling here. If I want to go down there for glowstone hunting or whatever, that's where I go, and I'm in the void again. See all the ghasts. Alright, let's just fix that. So this is the Nether hub. It's a really simple design, sandstone and bookshelves. As I said, this goes through to the 00 pagoda. We don't need to check that out. And I've got 4 tunnels in each direction, and I've actually labeled what's in the tunnel if they actually go somewhere. Oh, and I've just now realized I have not labeled the east tunnel, but it goes nowhere. But yeah, so a lot of these tunnels don't go anywhere, but this one does. This goes to the snow perimeter. This is actually my way of getting to the snow perimeter. Like if I really need to get there fast, like if I die, I recover my stuff, because I can ride the minecart. There is a minecart tunnel, and that's typically how I get there. As I said, it's a lot. it's slow, particularly if I've died and I need to pick up my stuff. Let's go through the portal. That tunnel just continues on randomly for a bit. Alright, and we pop out nowhere near the actual build. This just popped out here randomly, but we'll walk over here. Now it's really funny, when I made the last tour video, this section of the video is the most rewatched part of it. If you see that little timeline thing, it shows like the little graph of what parts everyone really paid attention to. It's the most rewatched part, and you'll see in a moment, if you haven't watched the previous tour video, you'll see why. But we'll start with the torches here. This is where the rail tunnel comes out, the temporary end of the rail tunnel. little cave with some mushrooms in there. This is my workstation for the area. It ends here. This is all my TNT I made recently. I bought my full inventory full of TNT, and I've already used 11 stacks for this project. And this is my storage area of where I've been storing all the blocks. I don't collect all the blocks, but the ones I do, they end up in this storage bay, and I have indicated on the floor what goes where. Oh, that's right, there's a mushroom cave above us, and it's filled with mobs, and that's why they make the grass noise. It's like, what the fuck, what is that plant noise? But yeah, why is there so much shit here, you might ask? Well, one, I'm a hoarder, and also two, this is the project, and this got so much attention last time that, yeah, let me get into position. This is the snow perimeter. Oh man, so this has to be probably the biggest project I've done in this world. Hold on, am I on far? Yeah, let's make sure I'm on far render distance before we continue. So this is probably the biggest project I have in this world, and probably, I'd say, the biggest project I've ever done in this game. So, what I've been doing here is I have been excavating a 320 by 320 block hole. It's 16 chunks by 16 chunks. It's chunk grid aligned, so these walls are actually the edge of a chunk. And the idea was, I was going to build a really fast mob farm, but I've already got it now, a really fast mob farm now. So, but still, I'm going to build it on principle, for the principle of it. I don't know how fast this mob farm's actually going to be in hindsight, and my mouse just spazzed out there. Sorry for that. I was worried I was going to walk off the edge. Yeah, so I called it the ultimate mob farm. It kind of is. It's just going to be have lots of moving parts, and the idea is I'm going to have an AFK stream that'll send all the items into unloaded chunks. My friend Deadly Dirtblock said that might crash the game, but I don't know. I want to get this done because it's been 4 years, coming up on 5, and this is what I've got done so far. I'd probably say, I was actually figuring out, I actually sat down and did crunched some numbers, and I think it's at least 40% done. It's just the problem is, it's really tedious, it's really repetitive, it's not fun. It's not really that much fun, and also just the fact that it's just one of those things. It's like work. You kind of dread doing it, but I have been trying to make an effort recently. So I bulldozed everything down to a certain Y level. This was just all normal tundra biome. Yeah, tundra biome. And the idea why I built it out here is I want ice to transport items. So there's going to be ice streams moving all the items around, and yeah, gonna be cool. And I've been doing some work recently. Oh, I do have some TNT. Okay. I'll just see. I got a message. All right. So that floating thing out there is the middle. And these little pillars here mark the middle of the edges. So we're about halfway across. I dug out that initial trench that you see over there. I dug that out using one method. And I started digging out this trench using another method. But then the aforementioned Deadly Dirtblock came up with another method, which is very expensive on the TNT, but it is quite fast. So this is what I've been doing lately. Unfortunately, there's a lot of floating blocks. There's a lot of floating blocks to deal with there. And also, I've got this section here it's just been a mess. One thing I like is this ice wall. This was all a lake. I mined it all out and I put this ice, cast this ice. Because remember, there's no enchantments in beta. So you can't just go touch your ice farm and then put some fucking ice down. No, you need to freeze it in location and or move it with pistons. Um, so what this farm design, well, not farm, this TNT thing I've been doing works is it's a drop method. How about we do here? I've got 12 TNT. Let's use it. So I've got these redstone torches and levers in some places, and we place the TNT. It automatically ignites and it drops down and it blows out a 5x5, sometimes 7x7 hole all the way to bedrock. And the whole idea is I'm lowering it down to bedrock. Now the problem is, if this was solid stone, this would work fine. This is not solid stone. There's patches of dirt, there's patches of gravel, there's ores, and there's caves, and there's quite a bit of lava. And it gets really annoying having to deal with all that. But it's got to be done. I'm determined to get it done. I'm gonna set. This is gonna be my New Year's resolution. I'm determined to get this done in 2025. I'm gonna make this happen no matter what. I might try some other mining methods if I'm gonna be real. I might even try some manual digging until I want to fucking kill myself and then I'll give up. But yeah, this is what I've got done so far. The dirt scaffolding is good because when I can easily clear out with a shovel, or I can just place more TNT up here and blow it all up. But yeah, I did a whole row and a bit. Like in the last few days, I was busy IRL and I had some people staying here, and so when I was playing Minecraft, I didn't have the opportunity to record or talk to anyone, so I was just like digging. There's a huge lava lake there I need to get rid of, and it's really annoying. I'm gonna have to ship in some sand. I think the sand's probably the best way. I was using gravel, but it keeps turning into fucking flint, so I think sand will be the way to go. But yeah, the perimeter also has these nice smooth edges. I'm debating about when I get this done. Should I decorate the walls or not? And I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I should. I really just need to knuckle down and fucking do it. It's like procrastinating and doing your fucking homework until the day before it's due, and I'm like that. But yeah, well, this is we'll come over here. This is where the old trench and the new trench intersect. Uh, that's one of the three dungeons. There's three dungeons here. There's another one. A spawn is now exposed, and the third one I actually found. I never knew was there, but it's still currently buried. But I know it's there, so I have to be careful not to blow it up. First rule of Minecraft: don't destroy spawners. Yeah, but this project has been quite a time sink, but oh, it's going to be so worth it when it's done. It's going to be so cool. The clickbait, I can already see the clickbait video title now. Yeah. So that's the snow perimeter. With the conclusion of the tour, I thought I'd end with this video by showing you an overview render of the world. I made this using an old program called Minecraft Overviewer. I don't know if there's any new ones that are better, but I made this, and I was going to include it in the world download so you could check out things, but unfortunately, it's almost 8 gigabytes this file, so unfortunately, it's not going to be included in the world download. But I thought I'll just show it to you anyway. So this is my entire Minecraft world. These are all the chunks I've generated, and as you can see, I've done some exploring. So let's zoom in. Now I will quickly point out. This program requires Anvil World format, so that's release 1.2 or later. So I made a copy of the world and updated it to 1.2, the jungle update. That's why the biomes are kind of messed up and you have like these patches of swamp and stuff. But here's the base, as you can see. That's spawn, that's the 0, pagoda, and looking out, it kind of gives you like a scale, a sense of where everything is. So that's all like the base, that's the sand pit. The water perimeter's all the way over here. You can see the mob farm. And oh, the snow perimeter. Oh god, look how big, look how fucking big that thing is. Like, just like you kind of zoom out here, like what a big section of the world it is. And there's the castle, the in progress castle. And yeah, so I've done a whole bunch of exploring. My first trip was actually on a whim. I just decided I was going to walk in a straight line along the what axis is this? Is this the Z axis? Yeah, positive Z axis to 50,000, I believe. And yeah, here we go. I would make little milestone markers, and this is the 50,000 milestone marker right here. It's made out of clay. In fact, I had to travel around to find some clay to even build this out of. But yeah, that's exactly X0 Z 50,000. My second trip was also impromptu. Is this one? And yeah, it was my second trip because I do remember this actually. So I traveled out here just on a whim, and you know when you like when you like look at old Minecraft worlds, you get like memories of things that happened at the time, like podcasts you listen to, music those you're listening to, or things that are happening IRL. I actually do remember this was probably I think like March or April 2020. There is a marker, yeah, there's a cross here, so I have to see what happened. I don't know what I put on that sign. I have not seen that in 4 years. But yeah, I travelled all the way out there. That's at I should say negative 5,000, positive 5,000, and then we have this long one where I journeyed all the way out to 30k, 30k. I think I have got a video on my channel showing this the 30,000 tower. If not, I might do one. I might do a standalone one. It's just really far out, so I haven't been there. I do have a backup when I was out there, but yeah, I walked all the way out here, and as you can see, I was kind of going the wrong way, and I changed direction. Somewhere along here, there's like a temporary base I built in the side of a hill. Um, it's like in a really cool hill, and I can't remember where it was, but I lived there for a short time, and then I made it all the way out here, and that's the tower. 30,000, 30,000 is actually here. I just wanted a nice flat spot to build, so I got this little fucking weird thing with bricks and pumpkins, and oh my god, it looks like utter shit, but you know what? Doesn't matter. But yeah, that's the tower. There's like a building on top. There's a boat elevator in it, and got all this cacti. I got bored and I put cacti on every like available sand block in the area, and so they're all growing. They're even in the water. Got a little house. Did some caving. Found some dungeons. So yeah, that's the 30k tower. These weird things, by the way. Oh no, I've accidentally selected everything. These weird things, by the way. When I die, so when you die in beta, in single player beta, it actually like loads spawn, I think, and then it loads the place where you respawn your bed, because of course I slept in a bed there. And every time I died, it would create more of these like little random chunks. So there's all these random chunks along the way. Another one there. And I'm very curious because I do plan to update this world eventually, as I've said. But I'm curious, like, if I come back later in a later version, will these chunks actually be here? I would assume they are. So is there just going to be like a little random cutout in the land when I get there? That'll be interesting to check. Um, and I should probably also say I have checked the stronghold. I mentioned early in the video that there's a stronghold generates somewhere around here. So I really can't go any further, which is a real shame because there's some really cool looking hills and there's also some pumpkins. Um, but yeah, there's some really cool looking hills. I guess I have to check those out one day. Yeah, that is my world. As I said, I will be providing a world download. Hopefully, I'll have it prepared by the time this video is up. If not, come back and check back later. It's just I'm a busy guy. I'm a busy guy. I'm putting this together at the last minute. So thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. Thanks for all the positive comments. Like seriously, I genuinely never expected that first tour video to get anywhere near the views and positivity that it did. So Thanks for a year of watching. If you did do that, or if you just discovered me, thanks for just thanks. Just thanks is all I have to say. Uh, Take care. Bye bye.